Hello everyone, my name is Nell, and today I'll be bringing you the first ever episode of my TEW 2016 WWE playthrough, and I'll be starting off in May 2016, so literally the day after Payback, I would guess, and yeah, we're going to get right into it. So, I'm only going to be showing you what I've booked, because June, it literally took me about a good hour and a half booking this all, because you have to write all this stuff and it's a nightmare. But nevertheless, so we're going to kick off Raw with Roman Reigns' music. And oh, by the way, I've changed themed pay-per-views. I think themed pay-per-views are the most ridiculous, bizarre things that's ever come into WWE. Like, I've been watching it since I was like 10, not even 10, probably 2003 is when I started watching Survivor Series. 2003, that was when I first watched the Shane McMahon and Kane ambulance match. So yeah, and I just think themed pay-per-views are just the most bizarre thing ever. Like, why would you have a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view theme when it's literally probably the most greatest rivalry finish you could have? Like, it worked. It worked for Lesnar and Undertaker, and it worked for Ambrose and Seth Rollins, I guess, but it doesn't really work for others, like a random cell match between CM Punk and Undertaker. It's like, there's no story to it, really. Or Randy Orton and Mark Henry. It's bizarre. But nevertheless, Roman Reigns' music and his video appears on the Titantron. There are mixed responses in the crowd, as they would. Reigns walks to the ring with a microphone in his hand. Reigns, oh, come on, I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a good guy. I'm the guy. His catchphrase now. At WrestleMania 32, I won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and then at Payback, I defeated the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, to retain this title. He is then interrupted by AJ Styles' music as he enters the ring with a microphone in his hand. An intense stare down between the two occurs. Last night I beat you, not once but twice. You got yourself counted out, and then you got yourself disqualified. To me, that title was mine, and I won another shot. Fair play. And then Shane McMahon entrance music hits. So that got a B minus. By the way, this is the first time I've ever booked anything on TEW 2016. I booked a few things on TEW 2013, but I didn't even get to the first pay-per-view. So I'm not very good at this game. No improvements. Okay, and it's got a C plus. This isn't very good. So now, when my father put me in charge of Monday Night Raw, it meant that I make the matches around here. Looking at last night, Roman, AJ has a point. He did beat you twice, just not enough to make the title change hands. That's why I judge. And Stephanie McMahon's music hits, really annoying. Just whatever. And she makes her way to the ring. Now, our father Shane made us both in charge. Now, as much as I don't want Roman Reigns being the champion, let's just say that's gonna annoy me. I don't think AJ deserves another shot at the title, as it's not what's best. And then, yeah, best for business, whatever. Let's ask the WWE Universe of New York City. What do you think? Should AJ Styles get his rematch for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Roman Reigns at Judgment Day? The crowd intensively cheers, and Shane smirks at Stephanie. Is that not what's best for business? And Stephanie nods in agreement. Then it's official. Oh, that's too many nods of agreement. It's not like it makes a difference, but nevertheless. And there's still no improvements. Okay. Oh, yes. Yes, I know it's still done for Payback, but we're just going to do this. So, I don't really have a plan going forward. I know what I'm going to do with one rivalry, and that's the Shane McMahon and Stephanie McMahon rivalry, but that's because you're going to see it a wee bit later. So. And there we go. Payback. Well, it's going to be Judgment Day. I'm going to rename it. And then we move to the first match of the night, which is Bo Dallas and Apollo Crews. And just I was expecting that. It's the first match of the night. It's meant to just slow down the crowd. I was hoping to get. It cooled the crowd a little because you don't want it too hot, you know what I'm saying. And then Styles in the locker room warming up until his friends Gallows and Anderson comes through the door and asks to speak to him. Hey buddy, just wanted to say we've got your back tonight against Del Rio, and we're going to make sure you walk out of Judgment Day the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. That's sweet, honestly, but I don't want anyone's helps. I can do it on my own. Suit yourself, champ. And then they leave. So, we're going to try and distance Styles away from Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, because I don't think they're very good on this save, or in this update. Oh my god. What the fuck was that? Wow. Alright. I don't even get why this happened, but I'm guessing because they didn't have anyone on screen. Is that why? I don't know. D+. Okay. I'm not very good at this. Oh, by the way, I may have spelled Scotch is wrong. Where did I spell it? Yeah, whatever. So, the New Day make their way to the ring. They do their dances and jump around the ring as they usually do. I'm not going to rail that down. And they make jokes over the other tag teams, and then they finally get to the point. Big E says we also kind of confused about what happened last night. Yeah, like who did we face at Judgment Day for the tag titles? I think they should have a rematch. The Vaudevillains go to the stage, looking smug, and begin to insult the New Day. At Payback, it was a unanimous decision. The match was stopped, therefore the Vaudevillains win. Well, you didn't get the pin, and if AJ Styles gets a rematch, then why don't Enzo and Cass? Yeah. Tell you what, next week, you two should have a rematch over the number 1 contendership for our tag titles. Also, you want to try and insult us? Why don't me and you, big boy, have a match right now? I accept. Okay, that's meant to be English. I am sorry, this is like 2 in the morning, and yeah. So, and D+, I'm not very good at booking, as you can tell. Okay, a C+, so Big E gets the win over Aiden English, and to be honest, I kind of just said to myself, we got to steal, these are kind of NXT rookies. I know Big E was an NXT rookie, but you got to try and protect the stars as well. Why the hell am I not getting any worker improvements? And then let's see. Big E is victorious against Aiden English. However, English doesn't look too happy with the result and attacks Big E from behind, dropping him to the ground and stomping away. Xavier Woods tries to get in the ring. Jesus Christ. But is pulled out by Simon Gotts. This is what I mean by I can't spell his name right. He rams Woods into the steel steps. Kofi Kingston starts to throw hands with Gotts and gets the upper hand. However, English climbs out of the ring and clotheslines Kofi, with both English and Gotch laying the boots to Kofi. They both get back in the... I don't know why I keep saying room. I must be just whatever. And execute the Gentleman's Congress on Big E. The Vaudevillains had laid waste to the New Day. So even though Aiden English lost, you still want to kind of protect them a bit. So he's improving in acting, he's got better performance skills. Okay. A B-. Shane is in his office backstage eating a hot dog and watching the show. Stephanie comes in. By the way, there's a knock on the door. I'd delete that bit because the second was a bit too long. Stephanie knocks on the door. She comes in and says, Shane, I have a proposition to ask you. What our father has asked us is quite bizarre. I couldn't imagine her saying that, but whatever. We're in a conflict all the time, and I think it would be best for business if you left me to run the company. No, Steph, I'm going to respect my father's wishes and continue to run the company. Now, if you wanted to leave, I'd be very open to that. No, I can't leave. Don't be ridiculous, Shane. Okay, well, how about a bit of friendly competition? What do you mean by friendly competition? How about every pay-per-view, we both pick a superstar. It could be also a tag team, or a diva. Oh, not diva, a woman. And then they face each other. Whoever wins runs the company until the following pay-per-view. Interesting. But when will this stop? How about best of 5? Whoever wins the series runs WWE. You're on. So now we are getting to the main storyline of the summer. It's going to conclude at SummerSlam. There's perfect number of pay-per-views for it to go the full 5. However, we don't know that. I mean, Stephanie could win all 3 in a row. McShane can win 3 in a row. But, it's kind of going to be the one, because May's the ending of spring, beginning of summer. Summer's June, July. So, a C+. So, yep. Oh my god, that is a lot. Okay, so the primetime players were off their game, and yeah, seemed alright, I guess. A C+. Fine by me for a kind of a waste match. Alright, this is the Intercontinental program. So The Miz makes his way to the ring with Maurice wrapped around one arm and his Intercontinental title on the other arm. They begin to gather heat from the crowd, as they do. They say, "Oh yeah, New York sucks," and blah blah blah. And then they're gonna go to the Miz is gonna say, "The Swiss Superman was no match to the A-lister, and I proved that I am the greatest Intercontinental champion that's ever come into the WWE." And Cesaro's music hits as he makes his way to the ring. "Last night, you were lucky, very very lucky. You're afraid of me. You know for a fact that I had you beat last night. If it wasn't for the overweight potato Kevin Owens, accompanied by Sami Zayn, getting involved in the match, your title will be on my shoulder, and not yours." Kevin Owens makes an appearance and walks to the ring. A potato? Really? Well, guess what, Cesaro? You lost last night. That means that you move to the back of the line where someone else takes your spot. Someone that never got his rematch clause and actually won at Payback. Me. Sami Zayn comes to the ring. You can tell where this is going, I hope. And then we get another B-. Now, gentlemen, and Kevin, we all have a mutual interest, and that's the Intercontinental Championship gold. So why don't we stop talking about it and do something about it? And Zayn launches across the... Why do I keep saying room like they're in a, the locker room? They launches across the ring and attacks Kevin Owens, tackling and laying left and right, while Miz and Cesaro start fighting. Cesaro lays uppercuts left and right, and Miz gets launched out of the ring, and Kevin escapes the ring. Shane McMahon comes out to the stage. Guys, can we all just calm down? I feel like I have a solution. At Judgment Day, we're going to have a fatal 4-way match for the Intercontinental title. The Miz is livid, but as you guys seem to be having so much fun kicking each other's ass, you're going to have a tag team match right now. So, then we get to the tag team match, which is another B-. And Cesaro gets the win over The Miz with the neutralizer, which he executed on him at Payback, but never got the pinfall. So, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I could have beat you, kind of thing. So, while we are making The Miz look weak, we have to think about these three, which is Cesaro, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. Now, I'm not like the typical indie guy that's going to push Kevin Owens to the moon and Sami Zayn to the moon and Cesaro to the moon, but I'm going to try and keep it as not really realistic, but what I would do, and let's not really take them all to the moon, to be honest. A D-, so this is to bring the crowd down again. And another B-, which is a video package is showing what AJ Styles and Roman Reigns have done so far. And then a C+. So Jericho introduces his guest to the highlight reel, Natalya. She talks about her loss to Charlotte at Payback and wants to talk to her woman to woman. Charlotte and Ric Flair comes to the ring looking proud. They both exchange insults with Natalya. And then it finally gets to the climax of the whole thing of, "You're not even a real champion. You've had your father hold your hand, protecting you from the real disappointment you are." And then Charlotte shows visible anger. And forget about the part about you being a real champion. I apologize. You're not even a real woman. And then they both get in each other's face while Flair steps in the middle and tells Charlotte to go to the back. And she does so. So Charlotte underperformed, and Chris Jericho invented a new catchphrase. Lovely. And he got the crowd holler, which is fine. And Kalisto versus Sheamus. It ended in a double countout, which is fine. They have great chemistry with each other. That's fantastic. All right. And then Bray Wyatt, the best segment of the night. Can you imagine it? I can't believe it. Right, Bray Wyatt is in a room with a white smoke around him. You know, he does his normal cryptic thing where you have no idea what he's banging about. The family has been summoned. We must do the higher powers a job of great honor. We will poison them. I'm the new face of fear. Now, run. You know, that kind of gist. You get the gist. He just talks a bunch of rubbish and we don't really know what he's on about. Shit. The final match of the night gets a C+. So, AJ Styles defeats Alberto Del Rio with the Styles Clash. Alberto Del Rio seemed off his game, which is worrying. And then we get to the final segment of the night, which is a C. And after a hard-fought battle with Alberto Del Rio, AJ Styles wins the match and celebrates with his hands raised high. He's then accompanied by Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. However, he looks confused. AJ Styles looks confused. They look happy to see AJ Styles. And they turn their attention to Alberto Del Rio, who they execute the Magic Killer on. Styles looking even more confused as it was completely uncalled for. Roman Reigns comes to the rampway, looks on at the trio. He raises his WWE World Heavyweight title up high and reminds the people what it's really about. So basically what I've just got from this whole entire night is that the rookies, so Enzo Amore, Colin Cassidy, the Vaudevillains, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are completely and utterly rubbish. So that's what I've gathered from this, and as I get a C, I lost popularity in I think every region with 58. That's quite embarrassing, but nevertheless we shall try our best the next time we do this. Oh, I've got rid of Superstars and main event as well. I don't think I could possibly even fathom the idea of doing that, considering how long it took me to do this. I might lower the, because this was 3 hours, I might do 2 hours because this was honestly so long. So yeah, I'm going to close the video out here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.